We went through the process of trying to protect my wife by setting up security cameras, and we started noticing whenever I would be at work and she would be at home, I would open up my cell phone and I would see a white truck in front of our house, and I would call Rachel and I would say, "Rachel, what is that white truck doing out in front of our house?" And she would look out and she says, "There's no white truck in front of our house." Someone was changing the video and transposing another image in front of our house. And that was kind of a tipping point to where we kind of understood, you know, this isn't secure anymore. There's something going on with this.
And what about the cameras? Did you see her leaving on the cameras?
So our cameras were actually manipulated. So at that point, we knew something was off. And so instead of going from there, we hung up closed circuit cameras, something to where they weren't hackable. And even still, we found out later that these cameras were being fuzzed out from a light being shown in them, and then they all went blank. And we didn't have any.
So you've never seen an image of her leaving the house?
I have not.
Not one time?
That's
Or
correct.
coming back?
That's correct.
You've never awakened to find her gone?
I have not. I've been awake where she has been triggered and was walking down the hallway, and I yelled out at her. I said, "Rachel." And, you know, obviously we were able to work through that, but never to where she was like halfway out.
And did you ever find her back in bed the next morning where it was obvious she had been gone? She had muddy feet. Okay. Rachel says one of her abductors took a laser and burned out the infrared lenses of their 8 home security cameras, so she had to take matters into her own hands. She recorded a truck she says was acting suspiciously.
What are you doing? Just stop. Just hang on, Levi.
What do you think you're videotaping here? What are you seeing?
So it was not uncommon for this type of thing to happen all of the time. I noticed his headlights outside, and so I looked, and then when it started driving slow in front of our house originally is when I went ahead to video. And I mean, I don't ever know. I'm sure a part of me's paranoid as well, but I don't ever know what's them and what's not.
Right.
And so I turned my camera on.
How many times do you think they've revved their engines and you've left the house and gone to a motel?
It's gone in spurts for sure. During that 2015 time, I probably went twice a week. And then once he became aware of it, things like we really started trying to put up stops. And it seemed like anytime we would put up stops, they would come at us with a different thing. But I would say this summer, maybe 4 times. But so part of the problem would be I wouldn't remember it. I would disassociate, but I would have marks on my body. And so I would try and figure out, okay, what the heck happened?
So you're saying twice a week in spurts, so there'd be like 8 times a month, and then other times 4 times a month, and every time under your radar.
Correct. So
Never heard of coming back in.
No.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.